Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Informal back with another podcast. We are on the 68th edition of the Mr. Informal podcast. I hope you are doing good today. And especially shout outs to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about the topics for the 68th edition of the Mr. Informal podcast. Number one, Gap is committing to have their cotton be sourced ethically. Not only that, they're going to source everything 100% cotton ethically by 2021. And then so the second topic is due to a lot of resellers out there and people selling their used stuff, there's a decrease in counterfeit goods. Number three, FedEx does not agree to the extension with Amazon, and so FedEx splits from Amazon, so they will not be shipping Amazon items anymore. And last but not least, Ralph Lauren is committed to sustainably sourcing 100% of their cotton and viscose, and making sure that their recycled polyester will be 100% in their line by 2025. That is going to be interesting. So those are the topics for today. Please don't forget to add me on my Instagram, MisterInformal, and check out my website, mrinformal.com. That's MRINFORMAL.com. And so let's start out with the podcast. So, first topic for today is Gap is now committed to source their cotton sustainably in the next 6 years. Not only that, the flagship Gap is committed to 100% sustainable cotton by 2021, Old Navy 2022, and Banana Republic by 2023. Just so you all know, Gap owns Old Navy and Banana Republic. So imagine it this way: Banana Republic is their higher end, Old Navy is the lower end, and Gap is in the mid end. So the source from this is from Retail Dive, titled Gap Commits to 100% Sustainable Cotton Sourcing. So these are the main key points. Gap standards for what is sustainable includes cotton grown by methods approved by the Better Cotton Initiative, organic, recycled, and verified American and Australian grown cotton. Last month, Gap CEO Art Peck announced Old Navy, Gap, and Banana Republic are launching denim with 5% post-consumer mechanically recycled cotton content, according to the release. So this is interesting. Now, what do I think of this? Well, are they going to get out of their decrease in sales and also their debt? I don't know. I mean, yes, it's good to do this initiative in the meantime while your sales is going down, but at the same time, they're also, I really do think that Gap needs to focus on its design. I was just in Gap store yesterday, just browsing around, and it's the same thing over and over and over again, and for some reason they can't get their fit correctly. I don't understand why Gap shirts are always look so wide. Not only that, their slim fits look so wide. I can never figure it out. The last big purchase that I brought from Gap, and I was absolutely surprised, was when I bought my Selvage jeans slim fit Kaihara denim. I bought one in the store. I liked it so much. And the next day I bought 3 total, and I still am using one, and I still have 2 more left because they are one of the best, great fitting denims I've ever worn. 100% cotton. That's how I like my jeans. And not only that, it was Selvage Japanese denim. So back to the topic. As I said, this is good. This is good marketing. This is good news. I don't know if it's good news to the shareholders or stakeholders. Is it good to the consumer? Yes. Not only that, and it says on one of the keynotes, Gap brands are committed to sourcing 100% sustainable cotton within the next 6 years. So this is good, meaning the cotton that they are sourcing will be sustainable, will be ethical too. None of that breaking laws, breaking regulation, paying off inspectors, none of that backdoor shenanigans. They know where they're getting their cotton, and they know where they're getting their cotton fabrics come from. What I mean is cotton fabrics is that whether it be twill, canvas, denim, jersey. But if I'm talking about cotton fibers, then I'm talking about the fiber cotton. So those are two separate things. And so what does this mean? Well, it's pretty obvious that we have an American brand that is becoming sustainable, that is becoming ethically sourced. Not only that, it's telling everyone, hey, we are actually changing the way we are sourcing and producing our products. Not only that, we're gonna do it. We are actually taking this action. We're not just talking in words. We're taking initiative. Whether it be in the next 6 years, all of our brands will be doing this. And so, what is the environmental impact? Well, hopefully to reduce landfills, to reduce trash, to recycle water, to recycle dyes, and they're gonna use recycled fibers in their items. And hopefully this will be good to them. But in the meantime, they also need to focus on designs. I'm really getting sick and tired of Gap being, hey, me too. Enough of this following trends. Let's focus on what Gap used to be. And if you look at the history of Gap, they were one of the biggest chain in America back then. Now, I don't know. So, the next topic for today, the decrease in counterfeits. So, I read this article from glossy.co titled, "The Rise of Authentication Has Curbed the Flow of Counterfeits to Fashion Resellers." I don't even know what that subject even means. I don't get it. But basically, this is how it goes. In the article, as the resale market has continued to boom, meaning us consumers reselling it to the market, stricter measures of authentication have lessened the strength of fashion counterfeiters. Meaning, when we sell items, and let's say from the real StockX or Grail, whatever, obviously they go through authentication process to make sure it's real. But if it's not real, then you can't sell it to the store, or you can't resell it at all. So that's basically it. Here's another thing. According to a report from Entropy, an authentication platform used by resellers to authenticate luxury goods, the rate of counterfeit goods being sold at resellers has diminished from 15% of products in 2017 to 10% this year. Unbelievable. See, this is exactly what I mean. This is good. This is good. Now, for those who like to buy luxury goods when it's new, fine. But if you're gonna buy a luxury good, don't buy fake. Now, there are people out there, consumers, who buy it one day, they use it, and then second day they sell it. That is the best time to buy. So, what do I think of this? This is good. This is great. The rate of counterfeits being produced will be decreased. The amount of waste will also decrease. The amount of manpower, the amount of energy, the amount of money being made to counterfeits will also decrease, meaning everything will only be real. Meaning what you will be buying from most of these reseller websites will be real due to the authentication process being strict. And you also have regulations. Not only that, in China, where counterfeit has historically been incredibly widespread, the same shift is happening. Retailers like Alibaba have cracked down hard on counterfeiters so as not to lose out on partnership with luxury brands. Instead, many counterfeiters have turned to less official channels, often selling directly through social media channels like WeChat. Obviously, the counterfeiters are finding ways to sell their items no matter where you go, whether it be from WeChat, even Instagram, even Facebook, or even especially eBay. So here's the flip side to this. I understand that counterfeiters, these brands want to make sure what you are selling is real. I get that. And not only that, the amount of counterfeits being made globally will be reduced. But my problem is when this suddenly becomes, when counterfeiters, let's say counterfeits are not even made anymore, even fakes. Let's just assume that fakes are not even being made anymore, no matter where you are in the world. Even though that's not going to happen. My problem with that is that these luxury brands will take advantage of that. They'll probably produce less amount of quantity and stock, and then they will drive up the price, and so they will get the highest profit margin as possible, because these conglomerate luxury goods are always wanting more money. They are money hungry, and especially power hungry, because they don't want their name to lose out or have some kind of scandal or become a bad company. And as the history shows, there are companies that always been that way, and that's the problem with these companies, is that, and here's the thing, okay, the companies who don't even sell all of their stock burn their leftover stock, which that makes me mad. What a waste of time, what a waste of money, what a waste of fabrics and materials. These so-called luxury, have you ever noticed that a lot of luxury brands don't even care about being ethical and being sustainable? Only brands like Gap. Have you noticed that? It's interesting. Now, I'm all for authentication process. That it's good. I actually think this is good. But fakes will be fakes, and fakes will not be stopped. Now on to third topic, which is quite interesting. So this is from the Supply Chain Dive website, titled, "Is FedEx decision to split up with Amazon a shift in the industry?" Now these are the keynotes. As dust settles on FedEx's decision not to renew its express domestic contract with Amazon, analysts disagree on whether the move was prudent one or a risk that could jeopardize FedEx margin further down. It's quite interesting. FedEx is not renewing their contract with Amazon, which means no more FedEx delivery via Amazon or from Amazon. Here's another keynote. In research notes emailed to Supply Chain Dive Monday, Moody analysts said the decision makes sense given expectation of strong e-commerce growth. Morgan Stanley analyst said the carrier is putting its margin under risk while claiming to do the opposite. FedEx justified move as an opportunity to take advantage of significant demand of opportunity growth in e-commerce, stating 1.3% of FedEx total revenue comes from Amazon business. FedEx reported 17.3 billion revenue in 2018. So basically FedEx is saying, well, we're only making 1.3% of our total revenue from you, Amazon, so why should we continue with you? Not only that, with the growth of the internet shopping, we're just taking advantage of that instead of always focusing on you. That's what FedEx is basically saying. But if FedEx is right, I think for this to happen, there should be an Amazon competitor. I'm talking about a rival internet shopping website. We're not talking about Target. We're not talking about Walmart. We're not talking about Alibaba. We're not talking about eBay. I'm talking about an equal rival of Amazon. For that to happen, FedEx FedEx is basically saying, hey, we're gonna focus on, the whole internet instead of just you. Even though Amazon's revenue is only 1.3% of FedEx. And so, man, I'm not sure if FedEx even is kind of regretting this, because I'm seeing it. Okay, if it's really 1.3%, then I can understand. But with the growth of e-commerce, heck, if e-commerce is growing, that means Amazon is growing. So I'm trying to understand what FedEx is trying to do here. And I truly, because here's the problem with this, okay? The last keynote of the article. No matter which outlooks turns out to be true, the situation signals Amazon emergence as a significant player in the industry brings a new level of risk. Numbers of both UPS and FedEx, according to Morgan Stanley, which analysts warn against underplaying the impact of FedEx move. What Morgan Stanley is basically saying, there's gonna be, Amazon will find a way to ship these items even without FedEx. Means they could create their own shipping company, their own carrier company. If that is the case, and they also venture out of Amazon and just be an Amazon shipping, just like UPS, the post office, or even FedEx, then Amazon is now a competition of FedEx, a direct competitor of FedEx. And that would be a very hard blow to FedEx, especially revenue FedEx. And I think that FedEx is hoping that that does not happen. They're saying that, well, that's going to take time, but the rate that Amazon is growing, man, it's almost like something Amazon cannot be stopped. So we are on the last topic for the podcast. And so for the last topic, Ralph Lauren is basically doing what Gap and H&M is doing. So again, from supply chain dive, the article, Ralph Lauren commits to sweeping sourcing changes in new sustainable strategy. So these are the key notes. Ralph Lauren committed to sustainably sourcing 100% of its cotton and viscose and using 100% recycled polyester by 2025 as part of a new sustainable strategy. Not only that, beyond raw materials and product design, the company made commitments to set goals for carbon emissions, chemical management, water use, water management, recyclable packaging, and animal welfare. So they're basically doing what Gap is doing because they have a goal. So their goal is deadline of 2025, which covers cotton, polyester, viscose, wool, leather, and cashmere. Not only that, cotton represents 78% of the total materials by Ralph Lauren. And here's the interesting part of the article, okay? And it says, further, the plan describes a change in process and culture of Ralph Lauren designers who will receive training on circular design. Circular design means intended to extend the life cycle of a garment to reduce weights. Not only that, making sure that unused fabric from past season will be used. So that is interesting. So the designers must use leftover fabrics. Any fabrics that was not used in the past season must be used in their current collection, and I'm guessing must be sold to retailers, even though they don't like it. Not only that, the quality must be good because it's intended to extend the life cycle of a garment, reduce waste. I mean, it's what a lot of people have always been wanting from Ralph Lauren. And just so you don't know, Ralph Lauren Purple Label is the best of the Ralph Lauren line. So this is a big one. I am glad that Ralph Lauren is making a small cultural changes, or I shouldn't say small, a big cultural change. Not only that, They are committing, taking actions, taking initiative. It seems like they're internally they're doing something good, but their designs have been the same, so they haven't changed. Now, going back to the initiative of what they're doing, 2025, hey, that's not far. That's what, in 6 years? There you go. And I'm Ralph Lauren, check this out, right? They're making goals. They're not just talking about cotton. They're also talking about recycled polyester. They're talking about leather. They're talking about wool. They are making a big change on their fabrics and fibers. So, for the better, we have Gap, we have Ralph Lauren. Who else are we gonna have? Are we gonna have Free People? Are we gonna have Anthropology? Are we gonna have more American brands? It's sourcing their fibers ethically. Not only that, reducing carbon emissions. And the best thing of all is, are they making quality products that last for a long time? Not just when you wash it, it's done. I would love to see more quality made products, and this fast fashion, just reduce it. I mean, look, fast fashion will always be there, but don't stop it, but just reduce the amount of quantity that you have or styles, because when you go to a fast fashion brand, it's like every aisle is full of packed with clothes. It's everywhere. And so internally, Ralph Lauren is making a change, and hopefully this change will also carry out in their whole division, because the sourcing division is doing great, but I'm not sure about the others. And so that concludes the Mr. Informal Podcast, 68th edition of the Mr. Informal Podcast. I hope you enjoyed listening to me and learned something today. Don't forget to add me on Instagram. That's MisterInformal. And check out my website at mrinformal.com. That's MRINFORMAL.com. If you have any questions below, let me know. I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.